Thank you.
It's a hard, but you know, I'm having a time. What's happening? No, that's not a joke. It's actually a. Anyways,
Your hugs.
oh, I'm sorry. You always try to you from a and it's not just them two. It's 3 other motherfuckers too. We get up on this. Right? Yes. Yes.
Like, I swear to God, DC and Marvel gets everyone like it's all obviously. There's no way.
I don't know if it's a young
We save up for 5 years and have a good That's a cartoon.
It's like, look.
Remember the greatness? Or human centipede, written by the Dutch dude. Completely, 100% medically accurate. That is an accomplishment.
No, I ain't never watched it. That's what I see the clip when I say,
Okay.
so they gonna say asshole?
No, that's true.
Never had to wait that long. I was like, I know they're in this motherfucker. I could see them. I could see them. I refused weed for the first time since it's been legal today. I was offered a joint and I said, no, thank you, sir. I have to perform in front of an illustrious crowd at Pinboys. I would hate for my mind to be sullied by the devil's lettuce. I would like to be able to concentrate so I can perform at my fullest potential for you motherfuckers. So when I say welcome to Pinboys, make some fucking noise. Welcome to Pinboys! I didn't smoke weed till I could get that sentence out perfectly. It was okay, it was tough. It's also something I realized. Well, I realized yesterday I'm not getting old. I'm old. Like I'm done trying to be a young anything. There's no youth left. I don't have because I think you have to have a certain zeal or like luster. Because there's got to be a hope. Like, you know that you have time to accomplish whatever it is that you're looking forward to. But I'm 37, and I really felt it because my wife left to go out of town yesterday, so she wanted to fuck one more time before we left, so it was daytime, and I looked in the mirror. Like, I never looked in the mirror before, and I could see my whole body in the mirror, fucking her from behind, and I was disgusted. Because, like, I didn't know that I had a shelf, like, my stomach made a shelf, like, made her back, like, it just made a little, like, a puddle of my stomach. I didn't know it was there, and then we went to the beach. I did a show at the beach, and I noticed all these old dudes, their shirts off, just have this little puddle of belly around the top of their I was like, I'm just old. I'm just getting old. I'm just old. My God, I'm just there. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of explaining myself to people all the time. That's just how I feel. I make noises when I get up and sit down, and it's just, everything's annoying. And I think maybe it's just being a comic. That's what everything says. I'm like, okay, it doesn't. I was like, make it like an inch longer. Like a little bit. I don't know. I'll pay $13 for an inch. And I think that's what people bitch about, is pricing in inches. I don't know. You guys having a good time? Yeah. I heard that. A young lady, we used to have dumbbells holding up the illustrious backdrop that you see here, but a young lady had an accident because there's dartboards behind this. For those of you who don't know, she went to pull the dart out, and the dumbbell fell off and hit her knocked out. She ate by. Like, there's no reason I'm going to the votes from you guys, and somebody's going to go home with $25 and give it to us by Pinboys. Just give it up for Pinboys for doing that. Wow.
This is fun. I gotta say this joke off for a minute. I went to the gym. I started going to the gym again. You guys, anyone here go to the gym? No, that's a lie. We're in Pinboys. It's fine. I'm trying to go to the gym, and I was running recently. I just started running again. That's great. Running is good, but I'm starting to realize how like fucking dumb treadmills are. You know, like treadmills, they're just giant conveyor belts. That's literally all there are. Like that shit in Amazon warehouses, that's what you're running on when you're trying to get in shape. It's weird to me, because like, you guys realize long distance running, it used to be our bread and butter. Like that's why we're here. Long distance running, that's the shit. And now it's a sport that most people don't even fucking watch. Like no one, and also long distance runners look like the most unhealthy people. Isn't that fucked up? That's crazy. I'm working on this one. So yeah, I think treadmills are just giant conveyor belts. And I was running recently. I was trying, and I was tired as fuck. And there was this other guy there who was also running. He was running like way faster than me. It was wild shit, and it just pissed me off more and more because I was like, bro, you're just a human version of express shipping. Like that's what I thought about. I was like, this is absolute bullshit. He looked over at me, and he just like scoffed at me. I was like, oh, I hate this motherfucker. So afterwards, I finished my workout. He finishes his. I look at like how long I ran my distance. I check his. It was the same distance. The same thing. I just ran for longer. It's like, yeah, I have. We got to the same place. He just got there way faster. Like I have United States Postal Service legs. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's work on that one. I don't really care about you guys, so I can be weird here. I'm realizing man, life is not going the way I'm trying to get the shit to go. Like, recently I was eating, and I was eating my food, and like some sauce got on my finger. I licked it off, and then immediately I freaked the fuck. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And I thought to myself, I was like, which hand did I use to masturbate this morning? Because I just licked this sauce off. Alright, this is weird, but you guys aren't eating, so I don't give a shit. It's not, no one's getting grossed out. Okay. Yeah, I don't got much left. You guys see Ralph Northam? This is so old. Ralph Northam. Remember when he got caught in blackface? Isn't that wild as shit? That's wild. You know, I was like, man, like, it's weird to me that he did it on Halloween. You know what I mean? Like if you don't do blackface on Halloween, like what do you, like how are you scaring people? Are you just running up to people like civil rights? Like you just fucking jumping out of bushes and like reparations. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. Just like this set, let's get your host Tyrell Shackelford back to the stage. Thank you.
Right, hurry, everybody. I guess I am just like your set. It's dark and awkward. So it's cool. That is me. But another dark and awkward person coming to the stage. Put your hands together for Mr. David Alvarado.
Thank you. How are you guys doing tonight? Woo! Yeah. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. It's Pinboys. Yeah. Aren't we excited? Yeah. Aren't we excited? Yeah. We've got the famous director David Lynch joining us in the back. Thank you, everyone. Give him a round of applause to Surrealist Cinema. I guess not. This is great. Did you guys watch the fight, guys? Everyone? Yeah. People beating each other up for money. Brilliant games. Don't be paying attention to things that are important. Like the border crisis. There's no border crisis. There is a whack-ass Irish dude that got put in this fucking place on Saturday. Right? Aren't we all excited for that? I fucking hate that fucking guy, dude. Like, fuck Conor McGregor, honestly. Like, I think that, like, anyone that sounds like the way he sounds, seriously, just like, who wants this type of fucking, like, their fans are ridiculous. The Irish fans, They were booing everything. They booed Islam. When he was fighting, like, you know, I know I'm talking to Americans, so like booing Islam is like second nature. I feel like that's right after the Pledge of Allegiance for you 2000 babies, right? Like, yeah. We all remember 9/11, the least tasteful double act in history. So I like to describe it. Are we still having fun? Okay. That Conor McGregor impression really had legs. Unlike Conor McGregor, actually. Oh, stupid shit. Okay. So, I don't know. I've been hanging out with a lot of woke people recently. And I have been in the past as well, but it's just only gotten worse. You know what I mean? Like, I had this girl that was really into like female empowerment, and she was talking like she's also into insects, and she was talking about the praying mantis. You guys know about this praying mantis thing? When the praying mantis has sex, sometimes, if not every time, the female will just lop the head off the fucking dude mid-coitus. You know what I mean? Like, how rude. That's so, like, I could not imagine that happening to me. I know for a fact I'd be hard as fuck. But that's only if it's an actual praying mantis. I don't know, you guys are, okay. So, you guys are familiar with the ocean front?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're here.
I'm all over the place. Fuck you guys. It's the ADD I said. Fuck you, George. Don't heckle me. Don't heckle me. Fucking. You look like a. Sorry. This is not planned. But you do look like a Telemundo chat, like a young adolescent, like Telemundo TV show presenter. You know what I mean? You got that weird energy. You look like a racial stereotype. I'm just gonna say it. Like literally a bandito. I don't know if you've heard. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know. It's annoying. Just don't skip leg day. That's all I'm saying. Like, just don't. Like, go. Stop it. Anyway, you guys familiar with the ocean front? This is a scorcher set. Have you with me yet? No? Okay, cool. I've just not been looking your way because I'm embarrassed. I'm not making eye contact with anyone right now. But the ocean front is filled with mermaids, y'all. It's fucking stupid as fuck. Like, I don't understand what, like, it lacks creativity. I know they're all, like, different, but why couldn't they all just be different sea mammals? You know what I mean? Like, a manatee here, and, like, me somewhere. I'm saying I'm a sea mammal. Anyway, all I'm saying is I'm not down with the ocean cunt. Yeah, that's a long way of getting to that punchline, I guess. I fucking hate myself. My name's David Alvarado. Give it up for your host, Harold Zachary.
Here you go, bro. Get it all right. Good job. Good job. Yes. Perfect. I love you guys. You guys are the best audience. This next dude looks like he can star in a remake of Undercover Brother as an undercover Mexican. Put your hands together for Ant Perez, everybody.
I'm trying to remember what I was going to start with. It's cool. Do you guys like sushi?
Yeah.
Sushi's good? You guys like sushi, or do y'all like sashimi? If y'all are real sushi people, are like, no? Yeah? Okay, well that's cool. I still got some over here. So I can ask you, what's wrong with pussy tasting like fish?
There's no rice.
No, that's the sashimi.
Oh.
There's no rice with sashimi. That's why I was asking, you know. It tastes good. It's gushy, you know. If I had a vagina that tasted like salmon sashimi, that would be pretty good. Yeah? I just don't understand why people talk about it like it's the worst thing pussy could taste like. You know the worst thing pussy could taste like? Dick. Because that can make sense. And it would be so horrible, you know? I don't want this on camera, but just gobbling down her clit like. Wouldn't that be something? All right. So a lot of people die in hospitals, but they're not haunted. You know, even if you've been to a hospital at night, you're going through the hallways, it's creepy, but you don't hear anything. They're not haunted. Why aren't they haunted? You know what I mean? Haunted house, one person dies there, place fucking spooky for 100 years. Hospitals, people have been dying there for hundreds of years. I think it's because babies are born there. And it counteracts all the deaths. So I know how we can uncurse that Annabelle doll. Cream pies. Who said preach? If they turned Annabelle into a sex doll, would you hit that? You grab her cute, you grab those little pigtails and go to work, huh? Yeah. Wouldn't want to look into those eyes. No, I would not. Yeah, that was cool. I don't want to do any of that stuff. What do you guys want to talk about? I got like 3 minutes left or something. Can someone say something? I'm just gonna give it a go. Gotcha.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans. Jelly beans are cool.
Go, dude.
You guys remember those Harry Potter jelly beans? The ones that some of them tasted good, but some of them tasted like boogers and shit. Wasn't that horrible? Who thought of that? That wasn't even in Harry Potter. They just had the chocolate frogs. There was no puke flavored gummy beans. What the fuck are they? Jelly beans. They didn't have that. I think did they have jelly beans in Harry Potter? Because it was the Harry Potter jelly beans that tasted like yeah, you know. Oh man. Ew. Sickening. That's disgusting. Whose friend was giving their friends that? Try these. I can't even think of what they're called. Somebody say something else. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I don't want to talk about boogers and cum flavored jelly beans.
Gummy bears.
It wasn't gummy bears.
That was something else that was said.
Gummy bear.
Gummy bears. You guys like gummy bear edibles, the THC gummy bear edibles?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool, huh? Except they don't work for me, and I don't know why. The cookies and stuff, smack. Gummy bears, I feel like I got ripped off. Same with the drinks. Same with them fucking drinks. You guys ever had weed drinks? Who's had a weed drink? Loud 8 or whatever? I don't know. They sell that in DC. They do. I got some joggers that say Loud 8 on them.
Wow.
I bought a bottle of Loud 8, and he gave me like a shirt and some joggers that said Loud 8, and he only charged me $20. So that's why I feel like it was just blue Gatorade in a Loud 8 bottle. Maybe not so much funny, but I was trying to find an answer. But you guys don't know. Fucking squares. I'm just kidding. There's the light.
Second one.
That's the second light?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my
It
bad.
must be me.
That's cool. Bye.
Oh. Pinboys, everybody. Jelly beans and Harry Potter, just like I thought his life was about. Your next comic looks like what my sex robot would look like. So put your hands together for Mr. George Blaha.
Why would I look like your sex robot? What the fuck are you trying to do, dude? Putting the moves on me, bro? Putting the moves on me?
Trying to unhump my house.
Jesus Christ. So, I've been going to Planet Fitness. I'm gonna be honest, I do not like my local Planet Fitness one fucking bit. I do not, because the people who work at my local Planet Fitness are clearly not from the Planet Fitness. They clearly even aren't close to that fucking orbit. They're not even from the same galaxy at all. They are most likely illegal refugees from Pizza Planet. That's what I'm assuming. And I don't like that one fucking bit, dude. I want the real goddamn Planet Fitness experience, dude. It makes me furious. Like, set an example, for fuck's sakes. Like, I feel like if you're patting down the folds in the back of your head, you're patting down the sweat in the back of your head, you shouldn't work at Planet Fitness. You really shouldn't. Like if I'm running on the treadmill thinking, when that chick gets turned on, do you think that the bottom back of her fupa gets pruny when she gets turned on? I don't think you should be working at Planet Fitness at all. Set a fucking example. And sure, it's a judgment-free zone. It's a judgment-free zone, and I'm going against their rules. But fucking hire a fucking psychic to monitor the judgment. If you really want it to be a judgment-free zone. I really want to test how much of a judgment-free zone Planet Fitness is. Like, I want to go on a date with a 17-year-old at 2 Planet Fitness just to see how judgment-free that place really is. I've been thinking about death a lot recently. I've been thinking a lot about death. I guess I would need to ask you guys, how many of you fucks want to die in your sleep? How many of you guys? What a bunch of fucking pussies we got over here. You get to die once, dude. And by the way, what assures you that you're not going to have a nightmare while you die in your sleep? Like, any death in your nightmare is going to be 1,000 times worse than any dumb heart attack that you're going to have sitting in traffic, dude. Like you find that fucking nightmare that you have where the clown that's juggling chainsaws and babies finally catches you and you actually die, dude. You actually die in that dream. Fuck that, dude. I've been thinking about how I want to die, how I want to go, and it bothers me because the way that I want to go is never going to happen because there aren't female serial killers, because they're fucking weak, they can't move a body. Not only can women not move a body, but they're not going to be able to decide where to bury it. That pisses me off. You're never going to figure it out. But I would love to get killed. This is how I would love to die. I would love to get killed by the hands of a stripper serial killer that turns people into clothing, right? I want a stripper to carve out my face and wear it as a thong. Like, she puts her legs in my eye holes and just wedges the back of my chin inside her butt crack, and my fucking mustache is just proudly placed on top of her camel toe. That's how I want to go, dude. Fucking open casket, dude. That's how I want to go. Fucking sprinkled in the ocean like a fucking faggot. That's how I want to fucking go, dude. Okay, I may never get a Netflix special, but I most likely will not get a Netflix special. But if a female serial killer kills me, I'm gonna make it on Netflix for fucking sure. That's how I want to go, dude. Fuck, man, I want to be fucking presented in a museum by this serial killer, you know, my nipple earrings are placed in some museum, you know, my fucking back scratcher made out of teeth is in that museum. My little pop socket penis is presented in that museum. That's how I want to go, dude. That's how I want to go. And I'm going to leave it on that note. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Here we go. Goodbye, everybody. Good job. Good job. This next comic is offended that you talk shit about his home planet. Put your hands together for Mr. Miles Willis.
Correction, Tyrell. My home planet is KFC.
Okay. It's not the pizza place.
Oh, man. I'm black. I like fried chicken. I like to feel the grease around my lips. Like most black people in America. Shit. Let me tell you something. I like to help people out sometimes. And sometimes when I see somebody struggling, I like to give them a little helping hand and shit. Prime example. Nicky P does not know how to light a cigar. So I had to show him how to light a cigar. He was like, damn, bro, how you know how to do that? You a cigar enthusiast? No, I smoke blunts. Same thing, buddy. Just. Oh, man. Let me tell y'all something. There's nothing worse than two-letter phrases that can either make or break your day. There's nothing worse than getting in your car, you turn the key in the ignition, and then two words pop up, and your car goes, it struggles. You hear a little, like, oh shit. And then you just see two words, check engine. That's bad. Because it could possibly be a false alarm, or it could actually be something serious. That's almost as bad as randomly getting a text saying, I'm pregnant. But you gotta understand this. It could be really something, or maybe it's nothing at all. Police won't harass you? Y'all didn't know that? I just kept y'all motherfuckers safe. I'm really, really high right now. I'm going through a shit. Oh, man. Doing comedy and a blowing alley. That's how it goes on a Monday night. Who else is stressed out and didn't get no pussy last night? Oh, man. See, all old white people swing. And that is the life. And I'm out of here. Oh. Now, welcome your host back up.
Miles Willis, everybody. This motherfucker came in here, and he's got cartridges, and he's like, I don't know if I should keep this one that'll make me kind of mellow, or I should switch out to the high energy. Nah. I think you guys know which one he chose. But that's okay. We're going to keep the show rolling, because this next dude is here. We're bringing for you Mr. Mickey!
Thank you, Tara. Thank you, everybody. I'm having a good week. I had a good week. I think it's my fourth week. I'm just trying to ride it out. Like, my options in the future look pretty grim. I didn't write much, so I'm going to take things slow, keep it classy. I treat my women like objects, and my objects like women. Woo! I thought of that. It's like, you know when you think of the punchline first? I don't know. I'm gonna say that at some point. At some point, there's gonna be a great punchline. I don't know. I thought it was philosophical. Really? No, I was literally watching Scarface yesterday.
No.
So I came here smoking a cigar, and I got here 30 minutes early because it's a big fucking cigar. And that's how you know things are not going well. You know, I had a good week. Monday, not so much. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's what it ain't. It ain't. You can't get a good slice of pizza around here. You get pizza from everybody. I've had Arab pizza. I've had redneck pizza. I've had why not pizza. None of it's good. People love to tell you why not is Tony backwards. Did you know that? People love to say it. People love to say it. It's the thing to say. It's good. It's good. I'm surrounded by great people, though. My friend, I haven't seen him in a while since coronavirus and shit, so I saw him July 4th, and he introduced himself as a professional chiller. So that's great. That's like, he works for DoorDash, so you can literally just say whatever. Like, you can say, I'm the CEO. Like, if you work for DoorDash, you can be anything, you know? I mean, you're the boss. You do your own marketing. You're the complete game. You assign yourself a title. You don't get one. You know? As someone who used to do cocaine, I try to make every moment of my life better than when I used to do cocaine.
Okay.
And it's not easy. It's not easy. This is an example. I don't have much time to do. I haven't done much time at all. Not at all. So, here's something. Niggas be speaking on Neji like they know him. Like they know him or something. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what I'm saying. If you watch Naruto, you might know what I'm saying. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I'm Afro-Cubano, so some of you guys can shut the fuck up. Some of you guys I can say it. It's like 6'9". But it's true. Like, people get so emotional when you bring up a Naruto character, dude. That's literally. It's just crazy. Oh, yeah, that's me. The colloquial sigh for this entire set. Jesus. I really don't know what to say. I was on a boat a week ago. I want to be back there, dude. Oh, God. That guy does look like David Lynch. You know, Rachel's just looking at me. Rachel's like, please say something better, please. Can we forgive Bill Cosby? No. Pussy fist golf? No. I said the women like objects line already. Thank you so much. Yeah, I guess that's it. I got the light. I'm gonna ride it out. Thank you guys for listening, and that's about it. Thank you.
Me, everybody. Niggas be sounds like what? Shaved his head and grew some balls? Like, holy shit. Now, the most upsetting thing that you said was, just like 6'9". No, to never represent him ever in this room, ever. Nobody likes him. No, fuck that guy. No, it's okay. You guys ready to continue to have a good time? You guys ready for the next time? I haven't seen him in a while. Happy he's here. You better put your hands together from Mr. Ryan Valentine. Hey, I ain't been here forever. Shit different than this one. I'm old school, man. I used to come here back when Tyrell used to wear. My man, Ant, where he at? He's still. I just found out earlier today that he was Mexican. Not when you said it out. He gave me his Instagram, and then I seen about 6 pictures in. He was wearing a sombrero, eating a taco. I was like, oh yeah, that makes Mexican. Shit rough, man. Shit rough, bro.
Pandemic fucked everything up, man. Shit rough for a lot of companies and shit. Wingstop selling thighs and shit like that. It's hard out here. I want to go back to like when shit was like regular. You know, them good times back in the day, man. Like when people was at the bar hanging out and shit. We used to line that shit up, drinking and shit. Good old times, man, like picking up women at the bar and shit. Like, that was good times, man. Like, right before the pandemic happened, I picked up this one chick at the bar, you know what I'm saying? We got all drunk and shit, you know, Uber back to the crib, not to get all nasty and shit like that. But, you know what I'm saying? When she was walking back to her, you know, to the Uber and shit, she had that little, you know, funny shit. You know what I'm saying? I did that thing, you know what I'm saying? I did my thing and shit. I was pumped from out. I told off my boy, and I was like, yeah. Put it on and got that bitch walking funny, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I fell in love with that pussy, you know, because, you know, I done put a pounding on that motherfucker. Then about a week later, I see her with another dude. Walking like that and shit, with that little big ass funny little shit. I said, oh, hell no. I heard up on the way, you let this nigga fuck too? You let him fuck too? I thought you loved me. She like, what the hell would give you that impression? I'm like, cause I fucked you, you know what I'm saying? I left that impression when you couldn't walk good. She said, honey, you ain't do that shit to me. I got cerebral palsy. Nice. I like it better when bitches cheating on me. Shit wild, man. I Uber a lot, you know, like riding around Uber and shit. You know, I got no license. And one thing I noticed, like around the country, like Ubers are like a little different. Like down here, our Uber drivers like talk to you and ask you your name and like what did you do for a living? They ask about your job, your kids and shit like that. They get kind of personal and shit. You go up north and shit, it's like New York area and shit. You don't say shit to that Uber driver. Maybe thank you at the end, but you don't say a motherfucking word to that dude. One thing I noticed, like no matter where in the country though, all the Uber drivers tend to tell me the same thing. Start putting your dick away! Man, I'm gonna use this time to go ahead and say this shit. I don't even give a This dude's been in a little while. I ain't been in long. Well, I'm sick and tired of being in there, man. I'm done. I'm ready for this motherfucker to get out. Get him out of there, man. He been in too long, man. We tried it, didn't work. Get out of there. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Get him out of there. I'm actually gonna, pass this petition around. I want all y'all to sign it, you know what I'm saying? So, you say, just say it with me. Free R. Kelly. I used to do that shit with Bill Cosby. That was my Bill Cosby bit. And then they actually freed that motherfucker. I said, God damn it! I'm not gonna do that. Fuck the punchline. Let that motherfucker go. I was saying that motherfucker. I thought, oh shit, they freed this nigga for real? I was not doing that for real. Oh, fuck. That shit was wild. Let me see, I got one more for you before I get out of there. Yep, it's good times. Good times. You thought I was doing some political shit right there. I was doing some politics. I don't do politics, because brother like me thought the blue line was some crip shit. But I'm gonna get out of here and let everybody know, like, y'all should not judge books by their cover. Everybody's different. You don't know what we all are capable of, because y'all ain't even know, but a brother like me golfs a little bit, I just went golfing with some of my Anglo-Saxon buddies. Y'all is mine. I just went golfing with these guys and shit. This was like first tee, I hit the ball, goes like 300 yards, beautiful, right down the fairway. Oh my God, beautiful. This motherfucker's gonna be like, great shot, Tiger Woods. I said, goddamn, what the fuck you saying that shit for? Hurt my feelings. Why are you saying that? Because of my ethnicity? Because of my beautiful golfing abilities? Then I thought about it and I was like, nah, because if I were to drive home right now, I too would get a DUI. Yeah, thank you. I'm right about that. Here we go, right now, everybody. Exactly. Your next comic definitely knows all about thug life. Put your hands together for Miss Lee Flores.
Thank you. How are you people doing? It's so good to see everybody out tonight. I love this place because we can actually smoke while we're sitting here. It's great. Anyway, my name is, I am Lee Flores. I am actually from here in Virginia. And before I start the proper part of my act, I want to give you two little fun facts. Okay, one is that I live in Virginia because my dad came here in the 1960s with the Navy. My dad is a Texican, born and raised in Texas and then East Los Angeles. And he came here with the Navy. And guess who he worked with in the Portsmouth Naval Hospital? One Bill Cosby. My dad was a medic and eventually became a chief. He was a corpsman, and he also was a lab technician. And guess where he worked with Dr. Cosby? In the lab. Go figure. Administering medications. Just a fun fact, but I thought you might like to know it. Secondly, earlier somebody mentioned Governor Northam and that whole bit where he did the blackface thing. And if you'll remember, he came out, he admitted to it, but he said, I was not pictured in that yearbook, but I do admit that I darkened my face to portray Michael Jackson in a dance-off. And I'm thinking to myself, Ralph Northam, nobody would be mad at you right now if you did it. Just, okay, fine. Show us. Moonwalk. It would have been great after that if, like, during the pandemic, he'd worn, like, a glitter mask along with some, like, white glitter gloves and stuff. I don't think anybody would have been mad at him anymore. So, anyway, those are just my little Virginia fun facts I just threw in. Again, I am Lee Flores, but that is not, in fact, my real name. I'm actually Felicia. Again, like I mentioned, my dad is Mexican-American, and he named me and thought that was a great idea to name me the very sing-songy Lee Flores. Well, that was fine, and I've gone by Felicia all my life until about 3 years ago. Now look, I saw Friday back in the 90s. It was a great movie. It's funny when Ice Cube says bye Felicia. The movie's great, but it's not funny when middle-aged white women have heard that somewhere on like the Bravo network or wherever the Real Housewives or Project Runway is, and all of a sudden have decided that it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. It's pathetic being mean girl by 50-year-old white women. When somebody says to you, oh my God, Felicia? Yes. Is that your real name? No, I just made it up for your enjoyment right now. And then every time I say, like today, so I had to call, I placed an order online, and I had to call to ask for a change. And the woman said, what's the first name on the order? And I said, Felicia. And she's going like this. Really? I'm like, yes, fucking really. No, I called you and I made it up just to brighten your day. Anyway, it's always been bad though. I mean, if I'm being honest. For one thing, you know, I grew up here in the South, which was weird being a person of mixed race. And so my parents tried to encourage me to sort of blend into this primarily white area where I lived, and they encouraged me to join the cheering squad and stuff like that. Well, I was a giant child. I'm talking a giant child. The me you see right now is the same height, weight, and shoe size that I was at 11 years old, except sweatier and with frizzier hair. I was a fucking giant child. So here you've got this giant child named Felicia joining this cheering squad with all these little, well, normal size, little tiny girls who are going up for the hello cheer, and it went something like this. Bam!
Oh, God.
Lisa. Karen. Felicia. That's supposed to get a laugh. Anyway, I think my time is nearly up, and now would be an appropriate time if you're so inclined to say, bye, Felicia. Thank you. All right. Good night, you guys. Thanks.
Please, Lord, everybody. Maybe when I bring you up, I'll say, hi, Felicia. And then you come up. And we change the game. Change it. Call it next Monday after next. Hi, Felicia. Your next comic looks like everyone's favorite equipment manager. Put your hands together for Mr. Greg McNamara.
I'll be doing this set in anime pose. So, being black in America, here's some of my takes on it. My mom, she's going kind of nuts. I recently moved in with my mom 3 years ago, was recent, right? And I'm realizing that she's doing crazy shit. Like, her Facebook is the worst Facebook you'll ever see in your life. And she thinks everybody has the same Facebook feed. So she always is bringing up these horrific, her Facebook is full of like dogs dying because she wants to like help dogs. So she clicks on all these like save a dog things. So she's just constantly coming up to me going, did you see that thing on Facebook that's the 10 dogs in Texas that are all dying because the owner let the roof collapse in? And no, Mom, nobody's seen that on Facebook, only you. And those dogs are dead. And more are dying that aren't on Facebook. And she just comes up to me and says the most random shit, especially in the middle of the night. She does like that by the way shit. Oh, by the way, I was on the computer, she was getting something in the kitchen. And she goes, hey, by the way, I just want to tell you this so no one else, just so you know, but before you were born, I was addicted to heroin for 6 months. But this was like way before you were born, so don't worry about it. There's nothing to do with that information. I just was acting like a little kid. I was like, shut up, Mom, I'm on the computer. I'm raiding with my guild right now, Mom. You can't tell me about your heroin. And she's so worried about getting dementia. She's like, every time she forgets something, it becomes like a whole day thing where we have to be like, don't worry, people forget things, you know? She goes, oh, I'm okay, you know, I test myself to see if I'm getting dementia. Like, that's not how it works. Like, dementia is tricking you. You can't test yourself. But then I hear her on the phone with my sister, and my sister doesn't help anything either, because my sister's like overly religious and like just as crazy as my mom. So I walk into my mom's room, I hear my sister on the phone. She's like, that's a demon. When you forget something important, that's a demon. I was like, thanks, Jax, for filling Mom's head with that. A demon just makes you forget shit, you know? Forget! Now! You know, like a little kid's demon voice is like, Mom, I'm a demon. Imagine if the demons actually sounded like that. Like, your house was haunted and you went into your room and there was a dark shadow covered everywhere. Get out of here! You'd be like, you get the fuck out of here! I'm not scared of you, demon, but I'm a demon! Fuck you, demon! A lot of people here were talking about the gym. I've been going to the gym too, and the gym is just the ultimate game of try not to look. You got a hot girl over here, hot guy over here. No one wants you to look at them as like, if you look at this guy in between your sets, he's either going to think you want to fuck him or you want to fire him. So you just got to look down. Anytime anybody looks up, they just, nope. You guys don't know. Ray was right. You guys don't work out, except for George. He's hot. All right. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Keep it going, Fred McLean, everybody. I'm sure your next comic pumps some iron. So put your hands together for Mr. Taylor Edwards.
Hey, my name's Tyrell Shackelford. Welcome to Taiwan Tonight. Give it up for us. I don't know. I've been trying to get my comedy career off the ground, so I figured I'd start a late night show, the most popping form of entertainment going on now. We have a great lineup tonight. It's mostly people I know who I had to pay to come. There are my friends, but fuck them. It's okay. We got a good lineup. We got a musical guest that you've never heard of. Gonna be a good show. We got some sketches that are probably out of date. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Give it up for DJ Alvarado. We call him DJ Avocado over here. This is a fun show. I'm trying to make sure. I don't know. I was just thinking about it the other day, and we're all going to get to see that. We're all going to get to see that in a few weeks. I am too, because I hope I'm on it. Haven't gotten many opportunities myself, no. But no, I don't know. It's been a fun week for myself. I've been watching Batman all week. It's one of those weeks. As a man in your late 20s, you're like, you know what? I gotta do it. I gotta watch all 3 in a row again. It's that time. But as I was watching Batman, his whole thing is like he doesn't kill people, and he thinks he's like better than us because of it. And, like, he thinks he's so much better. Like he's like not a villain. He can't be a villain. He doesn't kill people. He can't be an arrogant superhero. He does it as if there's other superheroes he knows that kill people. Like they don't break. Like he based this moral code, like with the assumption that there are other people that kill people that also are like Batman. But the thing that got me when I was watching it, I was like, he's not that good of a guy because like I don't kill, I just intimidate. It's like, okay, well. Like he's trying to get information out of a guy, he won't tell him anything. So he takes him up to the roof and he holds him over it. And the guy's like, well, only 3 stories up, it's not gonna kill me. And he goes, I know. And drops him, and his fucking shins go through his asshole. And he's like, that's better than killing people. He's okay now. I spared him. He's not gonna be fucked for the rest of his life. In the immediate future for the next 18 months, he's not just gonna want to kill himself anymore. No. like I just feel like if I was the guy making Batman, just this is it. Like I don't really like. He just either kill me or here's the information. Like I don't think Batman's a good guy because he doesn't kill people. I think he's pretentious. He's just fucking better than everybody. He's sad because his parents died. Like, you know, like 50% of the people in the city you own, parents die because of the actions you do, like dropping niggas off of a fucking 3-story building. They don't die immediately, just later. when they're fucking addicted to Oxy and they kill themselves. Good job, Batman. I got it. They're tricky. Sometimes they're not where you think they are. But no, you ever like be getting head from a girl? Yeah. And like it starts off normal, but somewhere in the middle she gets like a runner's high, like of sucking dick. She's like super into it. Like it starts and you're like, yeah, this is cool, thank you. And then like all of a sudden, like she's fucking doing you can see the Rocky montage in her head. She's like fucking shadow boxing a different dick with your dick. Just like going in. That shit happened before the show tonight. Let me get out of here and think I'm proud of you.
Keep it up, Taylor Edwards, everybody. Your next comic is the person that gave him that amazing blowjob. Put your hands together for Mr. Aiden Jackson.
What's the difference between a dead baby and a Lamborghini? I didn't lose my virginity in the back of a Lamborghini. Also, Tyrell, at the beginning of the show, you were talking about how some girl ate 5 pounds because a dumbbell fell on her head or something, which is a pretty impressive feat, considering the only person I know who can eat 5 pounds in one sitting is a cannibalistic abortion doctor. All right, so a few weeks ago, I dropped acid. Y'all fuck with acid? Fair enough. That's gonna be the next thing to be legalized after the weed. But I had just graduated high school, and I was with my friend who had also just graduated. We dropped acid, and he asked me one of those deep philosophical acid questions. He was like, "In 20 years, when you have a kid," and I laughed at that because I was me with a kid. But like, he asked me, 20 years in the future, when you have a kid, and they ask you how high school was, what are you gonna say? And I honestly had no clue, so I thought about it, and I was like, it went by really fast. So I was like, fast. But the more that I think about it, high school is a lot like just a long acid trip if you think about it. Like you go in from 8th grade with that youthful optimism, that just gets completely smacked away instantaneously. Like you're walking up, there's so many distractions in high school. Like there's kids' ass, there's just people trying to shove you in lockers, there's people you're trying to shove in lockers, it's a mess. Let's see. That's bombing worse than Pearl Harbor, by the way. All right, I'm gonna skip to my Holocaust jokes. All right, buckle up, shit's about to get tough. On some real shit, I wish the Holocaust actually happens. You see, I like that joke because it combines anti-Semitism and Holocaust denialism all in one swift to go. But I think we probably shouldn't make fun of the Holocaust, right? Like in all seriousness, I had a great grandpa who died in the Holocaust. He fell off one of the guard towers and broke his neck. Yeah, okay. I actually read Anne Frank's diary when I was younger. It doesn't really end well. Just a spoiler alert: the main character dies. It's not that good. All right, well, none of my material is working, so I'm going to get off of this right now. It's okay. Give it up for Tyrell.
Hey. I blame Taylor Edwards. To get him in that dick sucker, he had to exploit his fucking dick sucking ability. Now he's all shy when he comes up here. He's like a quivering because he's looking at my mouth. That's what it is. Got a pretty mouth, boy. It's all right, man. It's okay. Your next comic is also very new to comedy, so let's be nice to him and give him a warm welcome to the stage, Mr. Remus Morrison.
You ever hear the term damn, I forgot the term. Hang on. Absent I don't know, being far away from something makes a heart grow fonder. What is that? What's the term? You know it? Absence makes a heart grow fonder. I've seen some people come up that I haven't seen like over a year, and they're doing really well. So all I can say is some of y'all need to take a year off. Oh boy. Anybody here in a bloodletting? Bloodletting, you know, where you like let blood come out of you because you have too much bad blood inside of your body and you have to drain like a fucking quart every month. Nobody does that? That's why y'all are getting sick all the time with this goddamn corona. I don't even have to take the shot. I fucking let blood out every other day. I'm pretty sure I'm up to like a pint a month. You gotta have that new blood, baby. You gotta make it up. You gotta drink beers, smoke cigarettes, watch the microwave really closely when you're cooking food in it. Someone was telling me that their mom got brain cancer from drinking diet soda. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? How about your mom got brain cancer from having 10 kids? Each baby that came out took a little piece of the brain and left a little piece of tumor in its place. That's crazy because I know people that they drink diet soda up until like their hundreds, like 100, 110, 120. When people die, like 120 nowadays, and they don't have cancer, and they smoke all the time, and they let blood go. They let blood let. This is not going where I was going with this. It's a lot of chatter. Is anybody here a Zoomer, I guess? Gen Z? Generation Z? The last generation? That's why it's Generation Z. It's the last one. Because nobody's fucking no more. No one's having kids. Just going to be a bunch of, 50 years from now, it's going to be a bunch of 70-year-olds that just keep jerking off, looking at screens. Remember the good old days when there was this like epidemic of teenage pregnancy? Whatever happened to that? Like 20, 30 years ago, you couldn't find an unpregnant 15-year-old. What's up with these kids not fucking no more? You ever think maybe people like Harvey Weinstein and Michael Jackson are trying to fucking help the human race? Because if these kids are going to fuck each other, someone's got to fuck them. Jeffrey Epstein is probably pretty much our modern day Jesus. Lots in common. Jewish, fuck kids. Oh, that's right. You don't make jokes about Jesus here. Also, don't make bad jokes here. Edit that from the video about the Jesus thing. I don't want to get killed when I walk out of here. Is it? Oh, well, that's too bad. I'm used to performing for Islamic crowds. Sometimes it gets a little rough over there in Pakistan, doing all those monkey bars and fucking learning how to shoot the gun over your head. I don't know, not letting women drive and all the other cool stuff that we don't do here. Oh man, you guys ready for Sharia law? Yeah. Hell yeah. Sharia law.
It's the law. It's going to bring justice to the land. It's going to save this country. No more pork. That's the only bad part, I think. Other than that, I'm down with everything else. Other than the pork thing. Oh man, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be starting a new job pretty soon. Now that weed's legal, I'm gonna be a police officer in Portsmouth. So. You see me driving around in my old patrol car in Portsmouth, and you have weed on you, you better get the hell out of there because I'm going to rob your ass. Because they're desperate. They'll take anybody. We should all go be police officers in Portsmouth. You know how cool that'd be? Oh, man. We started our own canna bar. The Portsmouth Police Canna Bar. Come here and try all this weed we stole from people in Portsmouth. On the house. All right, thank you very much, Pinboys. You guys have been great. Bringing up your host, Mr. Tyrell Shopper.
Here we go, reach boys off, everybody. Yeah, somebody said, now that weed's legal, somebody said, now that weed's legal, cops are going to pull you over and be like, it smells like guns in here. Jeez. So every cop has only ever treated me well, ever. I have to continue to say that on camera. That's cool. This next comic has never had a negative run-in with anyone ever. It's always been positive vibes his entire life. I'm pretty sure he shits rainbows. I love this dude. I want to call him a teddy bear, but you guys know him more commonly as Mr. Dog.
How's it going, Pinboys? I've been here for a few weeks. Come back, nothing's changed. That's nice.
Yeah.
Watched you guys on the computer. I'm not gonna do the you guys suck like Amber did. You guys know you suck. You guys probably read online that Amber and I went to the doctor so she could get off of birth control. Yeah. And that's why she's not here tonight. Because she couldn't walk to the car. Now that she's not on birth control, I've only been fucking her in the ass. You can't have babies that way. Well, you can have Dominican babies that way. But I'm not worried about that. They got good strong backs. There's just not enough risk involved with birth control. A 35-year-old man who's like busting nuts and like, there's no point. They're like, let's load the revolver and spin the chamber a few times, just see what happens. And it's kind of fun already. It's exciting. I've been thinking about how many people like absolutely fucking despise my existence and can't stand to even be in the room with me. And then that's before I reproduce. Like, have you met Heinrich Himmler Hughes? We call him Triple H because it's cute. Everybody thinks I'm just a big WWE fan. It's like Hulk Hogan signing all his tweets with HH brother. It's like a real sneak. Oldster, I like that. Raising kids is going to be really hard for me because my solution for most of my friends and family that come to me with problems is psychedelics. Yeah. My friends are like, I'm depressed. I'm like, all right, you want to do some drugs about it? I mean, I'll hang out with you while you do drugs. I'll help you. So that's what we do with a kid. Kids that come from kindergarten, not knowing how to do his ABCs. Like, do you want to work on your ABCs by doing DMT? How about that? Meet God, reset a little bit, come back feeling like a new you. My wife is going to get asked way more than she ever should when my kid can eat mushrooms. Like, way too hard. Like, not till they're 18. And what if, like, all these fucking scenarios. Like, what if he's had, like, a bad T-ball game and he just needs a reset? Like, having a bad day on the mound. You know how hard it is being a pitcher in a T-ball game? You have to imagine that your pitches are fucking strikes. It's all head games at that level. Very little physicality. Some of you guys are just excited because you don't live in the same city
me, so you won't have to go. Your kids won't be going to school with my potential school shooter. She'll be like, "You're definitely the guy that dropped out before he went through with it." And I am. I graduated before I went through with it. I stuck it out, actually. In my case, there's a lot of pressure on a parent in 2021. You have to teach your kid a lot of important shit if you're going to put them in public school, like, ammo management, how to, properly aim your firearm, clearing a jam, tactical reloads, conserving ammunition in order to get the classmates that hid early, and then they came out later thinking they were safe. You don't want to leave them unaccounted for any body count. I'm just saying, like, if my daughter goes to do a school shooting and she picks lunch, that's the wrong time. And then you pick the wrong time, now you're all off, you get no body count, now I go to work the next day, I got nothing to fucking brag about. Or she goes in, she stovepipe jams 3 rounds in, doesn't know how to clear it. How does that reflect on me as a parent? You can laugh at it. In this hypothetical situation, my school shooter child is a daughter because I feel like females are underrepresented in the school shooting community. My wife is mostly concerned about the thing that most, I guess, women are concerned about when they get pregnant. She doesn't want to have a retarded baby. She's like, I don't want a retarded baby. I was like, nobody wants a retarded baby. Except, like I guess if you're like a grown-ass man that still watches wrestling and thinks it's real, you want a retarded baby? Because it's just a hangout partner that doesn't question the kayfabe. You never question anything. And if he lives to be 35 years old and he's retarded, he's going to go everywhere looking like Hollywood Hulk Hogan, NWO era. A lot of wrestling jokes today. I hope you guys are fans. I don't even know where the fuck is coming from, really. I hang out with Remus too much. It's that era, too. That's Remus's favorite era of wrestling. I am, I guess, a little bit worried about being a father to a girl potentially because the world is super fucking weird. I could have a daughter that could go through her entire life as a peak athlete, go to the Olympics, and then lose to a man who decided that he wanted to compete in women's sports. And I would feel terrible for my daughter if that happened. And at the same time, she could be a beautiful woman who, has a great personality and is in a beauty pageant, and she loses to a man who decides to change himself to look like a woman. And in that case, I can't feel so bad because that sucks. You fucking just lost to a dude in a beauty pageant. That's kind of even on me, I guess. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm mourning a lot for this hypothetical daughter. But my mom asked me, like, what am I going to do if I have a girl? She's like, what are you going to do? What would you do? I'm like, look, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to put her in jiu-jitsu as soon as she can walk so that she can rip and kick the dick off of anything that isn't within reach. And then I'll be pretty much, all right, it'll pretty much take care of itself. I want in a daughter what every man who's ever had a daughter wants. I want her to be Joan of Arc. I want her to spend all her time fighting and being some sort of tactician on a battlefield and conquering empires. No fucking. You're spending all your time fighting. You're not fucking ever. You're like a warrior nun. That's what every dad wants. You're like fucking nunchucks and fucking guns and sword. No dicks. None. If I have a son, they're probably like trains or something. There's a light. I ran out of stuff anyway. I'll tell you guys a funny thing that I saw. I feel like this is something else I'm thinking about. I was thinking about toys. Like when I was a kid, we just had action figures and shit like that. And one of my friends has kids. They're 7 and 8, and she bought them this thing that they wanted, and it's a diagnosis machine for a fake turtle. And you put it in this fucking computer, and you plug it in, and it's a turtle body. It has an asshole and a mouth, and it'll be like, your turtle's impacted. You have to give it an enema. I was like, what the fuck? And then the little brother's turtle, my friend's like, yeah, the little brother wanted one, so he got his. He plugged it in, it's like, your turtle has a rope wrapped around his neck, and he's being strangled. I was like, what the fuck? You got butt stuff and hate crimes. The Ninja Turtles are into some fucked up shit nowadays. When I was a kid, they just fought Shredder. All right, fuck you guys. My name's Don Hughes. Have a good night.
Your next comic has definitely fucked things that he's plugged in before. Put your hands together for Mr. Connor Hill.
What's up, guys? Actually, Tyrell, I got a Dyson, so you don't have to plug it in. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a strong word. What's up, y'all, tonight? Shit. Yeah, I haven't been out in a few weeks. I was going to use that as an excuse for sucking tonight. And then like 3 other people said that and actually did pretty well. So moving down the excuse booklet. I just started writing my jokes again. I got this notebook I got from work, and then I caught my dog trying to eat it earlier. Yeah, so if I suck, it's because she actually didn't eat any of my jokes. I don't actually want to start this. That's what I just said. I went to New York City recently. Yeah, it was fun, good time, saw some shows. I hung out with Wyatt. I don't know if y'all remember Wyatt. Yeah, he's living like a king up there. He's got a really sweet ass apartment. It's kind of for Brooklyn, it's insane like what he's paying and all that shit. But he's just whining about everything. He's been up there for a week and he's already talking about being homesick. I'm like, dude, we just saw a homeless dude shit on the street and you're homesick? This is like a dream come true, man. We're getting tacos at 3 a.m. after seeing street people. I don't know. It's like the dream up there. People say you can learn anything on the internet, but I Googled who jerks off the tigers at the zoo, and I got almost no information. So I guess I'm screwed on that dream job. The phrase loose lips sink ships basically means that like if you just say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you could bring down like a whole fucking organization. It's basically just a phrase to tell you to keep your mouth shut. But I kind of like to think it has like different origins. Like the real meaning got lost in time. Like a long time ago, there was like a really, really beautiful long-labia princess. Like super long-labia, kind of like Rapunzel, but with a vagina. And she had suitors coming from all over the world. And one prince was taking her home one day. They were going by ship, and she was like, "Hey, come eat me out on the deck." And as soon as the panties came off, her labia just started flying everywhere, and it blocked the pilot's view, and it crashes the ship into an iceberg. So I think that's kind of like the true origin of the phrase, and also the true story of Titanic. It was Rose's labia that crashed the ship. I like how the phrase "you're going to be eating food from a straw" could either be like a threat or a promise of a treat. Like if you're in a bar and someone tells you that you're going to be eating your food through a straw, the person's probably about to kick your ass. But if you're in a tropical smoothie, you're about to get out of the treat. Man. I really like that one. I'm going to keep doing it. I was making a dentist appointment recently, and I'm trying to make an appointment with my regular dentist. And the lady picked up the phone, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Dr. What's-Her-Face is no longer with us." And I was just like, "Oh damn, sorry to hear about that." She was like, "No, I just mean she no longer works here." And I wanted to save face, so I just kept playing it dumb. Like, yeah, I know, she works with God now. She's probably giving Jesus a root canal as we speak. I thought I had more shit up here. I saw a meme that was talking about like the billionaires gained $3 trillion during the pandemic, and then like the rest of us lost like $3 trillion, mostly Gen Z and women. Which I was with them until they threw in that Gen Z and women part. There's no way that Gen Z has lost more money than like half of Gen Z is not even 18, and the other half's on fucking OnlyFans. Like they do not lose more than us, man. I'm pretty sure those kids are driving Ferraris, big labia Ferraris. Oh man. Oh, cool. Perfect timing. Even though I ran out of stuff, perfect timing. So I'm gonna do my time. That's what Tyrell does when he gets pulled over. He does his little casual racism thrown in there.
Man, you know when an Italian man ejaculates, it's called busting an Atella. Nerd Throat is a delicious, tangy candy. It's one of my favorites. But Nerd Throat also kind of sounds like what they would name the knot I used to hang myself. You know, a little bitch rope, loser rope. I met somebody recently who told me they've never masturbated before. Like ever, his whole life. I'll be like, you've never masturbated before? Dude, you're fucking lying. Fucking lying. You've never masturbated before? What are you, like, super Christian or something? And he looked at me right in the eye and he said, no, I'm 5. Don't worry though, I showed him how. Thank you, Pinboys. Let's bring your host back up.
Give it up for Connor Hicks, everybody. We have made it. We are down to your last comic. I know you guys are upset, but I know you're even happier because of who the last comic is. So put your heads together for Mr. Michael Ridley.
I'm slowly reverting back into a homeless person. I don't know if you guys know what I look like, but I look pretty unfuckable, pretty terrible. Rachel, shut the fuck up. I'm ugly. Can you stop being supportive? For once, I've known you for 8 years. You've been rooting for me silently. You stop rooting for everybody else. You just need to root for me. You just focused all that rooting and tooting. Donald is going to be, or is going to attempt to be a daddy. Ooh. My wife's tubes are tied, so the only way I can get her pregnant is by accident. It's like a little half baby sperm thing in her tube, and her body has to reject it naturally, like every other woman that I've gotten pregnant. Dodged a couple bullets. It's got to be all the soy sauce and Filipino food, and my taste in white women. Every time I nut a white woman, their body goes, ew, Asian gross. And just poops it out. I ain't trying to be no daddy. I like the picture of like 9 months in, and Donald's a dad, and I'm like coming over to hang out, and he answers the door and he's breastfeeding. Drinking a Bud Heavy. Me and Chelsea just bought our first jet skis. Where's your jet skis, man? Every time I feel like somebody will say, there's no offense to you, you want to be a dad, that's okay. I, however, I'm okay with living in a van and sucking my dog's dick in the pursuit of stand-up comedy. That joke is just for ringers. Hey, y'all, I haven't been in frame for most of this set. Do I even get a chance at the money? I drove 90 miles an hour to be here. Oh, man. I threw my hands up at a guy who was speeding in my neighborhood, and then he did a U-turn and came back. It didn't stop. And of course, I drive the gayest car in the neighborhood, so in the back of my mind, I think I'm going to come home from Pinboys, and Chelsea's just going to have a 40 cal through her forehead. And then I'm going to have to debate on whether I should fuck my wife's dead body or not. And I probably will, and just blame it on the guy who killed her. But then the police will show up, and then her white vagina will reject my Asian semen, and they'll know it's mine. All right, I just wrote that just now. About 2 months ago, I went to a 7-Eleven. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 7-Eleven. Yeah. It's open from 7 and closes at 11. I went to a 7-Eleven during the mask mandate, and it was like 2 or 3 days before the mask mandate ended, and I went to go buy some Jewel pods, and the guy kicked me out. He wouldn't let me be there, and then I went to my car and frantically looked for a mask, and of course I usually keep like 3 or 4 masks in my car, but I was like, fuck it, COVID's over, it's white boy summer. And I got in an argument with the guy at the store, and he called me an ugly faggot. And ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna catch this motherfucker lacking in public one day. Fast forward to today, I was at Walmart buying Chelsea tampons. And it's fucked up because Chelsea can't just use like normal, my wife can't just use like normal old like steel wool and chain tampons. She has to use like all natural, cruelty-free sheep pussy hair knotted with Air Jordan shoestrings. It has to be like top of the line tampons. It can't. So I'm on the hunt for these bougie ass tampons. I'm at my 7th Walmart, and I find the tampons, and I'm in such a rush that I leave my phone on the self-checkout. And this lady comes out and she goes, "Sir, you left your phone," as she's walking up towards me, and she sees me walking back towards her, and she turns around to go back inside of the Walmart. So it's not even like meet me halfway. I have to follow this bitch back in. And as I follow her back into the Walmart, I notice a fucking 1994 Saturn SL Coupe. You guys know what that is? The Saturn SL Coupe. It's like the most unfuckable car. Google it right now. Saturn SL Coupe. That is like a fucking pedophile mobile. And guess who it is? It's the old Hannibal Lecter looking motherfucker who called me an ugly faggot at 7-Eleven 3 months ago. And this guy is my fucking nemesis. And guess what? He's not wearing a fucking mask. And it pissed me off. Because he called me an ugly faggot. I may be a faggot. But I don't think I'm that ugly. And seeing him without a mask on was kind of fucked up because out of this whole situation, he was the ugly faggot. That guy was definitely an ugly faggot. And I pulled out my phone after she handed it back to me, and I zoomed in on him, and I said, "Hey, bitch, remember me?" And he had pulled into he went to go pick up his groceries. You know those parking spots at Walmart where you pick up your groceries? I had fucking scared him so much that he said, "All right, fuck groceries." And he just left. He didn't even stay to pick up his groceries. Because I just came up to the car and I was like, "Hey, bitch, you remember me?" And then got the video of him going, and then just left. I didn't do anything. I didn't hit him I just want him to be scared. And then I immediately go home and throw my hands up at a guy who speeds past me in my neighborhood and follows me back to my house. And now I just put the energy out there. Now I'm scared. I don't know. I just think it's funny the correlation between the two. I'm also drunk as fuck. Anybody ever drive drunk as fuck to an open mic and think you're gonna do good? Rachel doesn't count. Rachel shows up to open mics with a horse and buggy. She feeds them fucking, what's that candy liquor? Fireball. There you go. Give it up for Dave. Seriously, give it up for Dave. He's had my iPhone charger for like 4 weeks now. I've just been bumming people's iPhone charger for the last 4 weeks, and I asked if Dave still had it, and he whipped out a drawer and he fucking handed it. He whipped it out of a drawer and handed it back to me. Do you know how many people I know who would lose more expensive things than that? Hey, have you seen my baby? All right. My name is Michael Ridley. Thank you guys so much. That was pretty bad. That's okay. That's pretty shady, right? Get up here, host Tyrell Shackelford. Michael Ridley, everybody.
All right, thank you guys. You guys clapped more for when he said, "Can we agree this was shitty?" And you guys just kept clapping. Yeah. Give it up for your shitty host, Tyrell. Yeah. Yes. That was good. Now, for real, give it up. Somebody said I should start doing what King Dave does. So I want to bring all the comics who are still here.
I didn't know you. Everybody.
It would just be you guys standing here clapping at Rachel. Clapping at Rachel. Like, thanks, Rachel. That'd be fucking weird. Anyway, but everybody need to go. But tonight's winner is Mr. George Blah, everybody. Thank you. Come back next week. I did kind of did, even if you didn't stop, all slowed down so you can get this one. Yeah.
I was hitting it hard again. I mean,
well, I was literally, and I was right with you, so I just messaged him and told him that I like this game. And I noticed that $7 ago, he was like, you guys are great too. And like, now I gotta go back and look at the material that's $7 ago, because I need some of that.
like I said in our last conversation, as soon as all we had.
That's hilarious because I was handing the sign from there, and it's more centered.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to come up with
Normally it's so I can show you how I built it. So I built it to be put together by one person. We have these grab this together. They're always over here. And I just build like the manager's office. Or leave the other leg on the wall. Just make sure it's like the distance of the sign. And you have to hold the sign up there because the sign's the same length as this wall pretty much. So
Managers will manage.
imagine if it's like sign 12, just put the other leg over here. You know what I mean?
Just one.
You don't tell Santa. Yeah.
It's basically like a church. Like church has like
See how there's
Oh, yeah.
X, that.
Yeah, I'm like 4 minutes away from the building.
It was.
Yeah, there's this apartment complex. So yeah, this apartment complex called Crescent Hills.
It's so matches the.
I just moved. It's like close to like the Royal Farms. That's there.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Look into this thing.
Have a good night, guys.
This is right here. It's the same on the other side. It just slides over there.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, it feels flimsy until you put it all together. Like, it all has to go together.
What's this chair?
Just to lean, like when you pull the legs out, you're not gonna be able to hold them both at the same time. So I put one leg up against this, and I put the other leg. So it's just standing up, so I don't have to have anyone hold it. I'm standing here with both legs, just standing up. Yeah. You'll know if you do it wrong because it won't go together easily. If you have this backwards, it won't go on here. Also, if you have the O where the X is, it won't fit. I made it so it only goes together one way. And I made a video.
Then you gotta go to the blanket.
Yeah.
So how's that?
I put that up.
You just push it on?
Yeah, I use the ashtray.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get up there? Just reach it. Okay. Make it work.
You'll make it work, man. You know.
Are you hosting next week?
Yeah, first time hosting. I need to write.
I was gonna.
I've hosted before, but it was at like long shots, at like when Ben was hosting it. And not in when he was hosting it in the first area where he had it. There's like 6 people.
I never stopped the stream. Somebody still watching.
There's
One person still
Why?
watching.
We could have been having
I
like
don't
private
know.
conversations there, man.
I don't know.